Is back in session, and we have three cases. First three cases are cause number 331256, cause number 331482, and cause number 331538. All three cases are styled the state of Texas versus Natalie D. Karen. Ms. Karen, would you please come forward?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Is your full name Natalie Diane Karen?
Caron, yes, sir.
Caron?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Caron, how are you doing?
I'm blessed, thank you.
Well, that's good. Ms. Karen, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Karen, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Caron, you may put your hand down. Ms. Caron, I have two documents before me. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Ms. Caron, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have another document before me that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Caron, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you read the documents?
Well, the first one you went over with us, and the second one I just signed.
Okay, who filled out the information that's been signed?
I did.
Okay, so you had to read the information to know what to sign?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you understand what you read?
Yes,
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
yes, sir.
Okay, now, Ms. Caron, based on your answers to the information in affidavit of indigence, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney, and your attorney that has been appointed to represent you is Mr. Bruce Cobb. Now, you're gonna stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. She's gonna give you all the information that you need on Mr. Cobb. Once you get that information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day
Yes, sir.
and stay safe.
Thank
Stand
you.
over. You're welcome. Angela Livingston, Ms. Livingston, would you please come forward? Court is in session in cause number 331446 and cause number 331448. The case is style of state of Texas versus Angela Cherie Livingston.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Ms. Livingston?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Livingston, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Livingston, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Livingston, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. Livingston, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, Ms. Livingston, there is a signature above the line that's titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Livingston, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I've just read to you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best you know? Okay, Ms. Livingston, based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of court-appointed attorney, and the attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney Giles Cole. Ms. Livingston, please have a seat in the chair on the end of that wall. And then once the coordinator is ready for you, you can go up to the her window. And you have a blessed day. Daniel Leatherwood. Order in session in cause number 330960, case of Solid State of Texas versus Daniel Leatherwood. Mr. Leatherwood, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leatherwood, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Leatherwood, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Leatherwood, would you put your hand up? Mr. Leatherwood, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Leatherwood, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Mr. Leatherwood, is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Leatherwood, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir. I did.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
It
to the
is.
best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Leatherwood, I've read your answers to the affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that is appointed to represent you is named Peter Doyle. Mr. Leatherwood, you're gonna have a seat on the end on that chair that's at the black and yellow tape. And then when the court coordinator is ready for you, you'll go to the window and she'll give you the information on your attorney, Mr. Doyle. And once you finish at the window, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thanks,
And
sir.
stay safe. David Garza. Mr. Porter, could you get us to Mr. Garza? Now, Mr. Garza, that paperwork, I'll go over that with you in a minute, but I will go over these two documents with you right now. Mr. Garza, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Mr. Garza, you may put your hand up. How you doing, Mr. Garza?
Good.
That's good, Mr. Garza. I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? You have to speak up. She's taking a record.
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the
Yes,
line
sir.
that's titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line
Yes, sir.
stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney? Mr. Garza, I also have another document titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Garza, there is a signature above the line that's titled defendant. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Garza, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Garza. I've read your answers. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of court-appointed attorney. And your attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney Mark Faggot. Now, Mr. Garza, you have your offense that you've been charged with is classified as a DWI second.
Yes, sir.
And because of that, the court is giving you standard bond conditions. That's the document that the bailiff handed to you. I will go over these conditions with you. It says, it's titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Following the arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named here are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, A2 and C2. Number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now condition number 4, this condition applied to you because you have a subsequent offense listed under section 49.04 and 4906 of the Texas Penal Code. That is a part of the penal code that talks about DWIs. A subsequent offense is anything more than one DWI. So you charge with a DWI second, which means that you have a subsequent offense. Now, this condition states, a defendant who has been arrested or accused of any subsequent offense listed under section 49.09 through 4906 of the Texas Penal Code shall not operate any motor vehicle unless the vehicle is equipped with an interlock device mechanism that makes impractical the operation of the vehicle if ethyl alcohol is detected in the breath of the operator, and said device shall be installed at the defendant's expense with written verification of such installation being submitted to the court on or before the 10th day, and that should be after today. And-
I have that machine in my truck already.
Okay, well, that's good. So you just need to maintain that as long as you have these conditions of your bond. Do you understand the
Yes, sir.
conditions of this bond?
All right.
Do you understand the conditions of the bond? Now, if you have the interlock, you need to provide proof to the court. If you have a contract or whatever you have that shows that,
I don't have it on me.
I didn't say you don't have to do it now. You have, let's say today, Tuesday, can you get it to the court by Friday? Okay. And if it's courtroom, if you can't come in this courtroom, you can, when you come between those blue doors next door, talk to the lady at the window and she'll contact the court if the courtroom is.
So I just gotta go back to there. I got the machine and get them to get the paperwork.
Yeah, should be able to give you some paperwork, I would imagine. Okay, and you provide proof so we can put it in your file. All right, so you're gonna stand on the X in front of the court coordinator, and she's going to reset your case and give you your information on your attorney. And again, your attorney that's been appointed to represent you is Mr. Mark Sachs. Okay, have a stand at that window. Kimberly Hearn. This is cause number 331472. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Kimberly Chappelle Hearn. Ms. Hearn, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Hearn, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Hearn, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Hearn, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Hearn?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Ms. Hearn, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. Hearn, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Or these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Hearn, I also have a document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Ms. Hearn, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Hearn, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? You have to speak up.
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ms. Hearn, based on your answers to the affidavit of indigence, you meet the eligibility requirements to appointment of court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney David Grove. Ms. Hearn, you're gonna have a seat in the chair, the black and yellow tape by the wall. And once you finish, she's gonna call you to the window. And once you go to the window, she's going to give you a reset, the information on your attorney. And once you get your information on your attorney, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Ricky Elkins. We have two cases. First case is cause number 3211124. Second case is cause number 3245518. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Ricky James Elkins. Mr. Elkins, is that your full name?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Elkins, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Elkins, I have two documents before me. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
The next document is titled affidavit of indigence. Do you recognize this document, Mr.
Yes,
Elkins?
sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Elkins, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Elkins, before you signed and initialed these documents that I've just mentioned, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Elkins, I read your affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of court-appointed attorney. An attorney that's going to be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Jack Lawrence. Mr. Elkins, you're going to have a seat by the wall. And when the court coordinator is ready for you, you'll go up to the window. And once she finishes giving you your information on how to contact your attorney, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Just have a seat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Thank you. Edwin Flores. This is cause number 331466. Case is style of state of Texas versus Edwin Flores. Mr. Flores, is that your full name? Okay, Mr. Flores, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Flores, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, now, Mr. Flores, you're gonna have to speak up. Our court report is taking a record of what's being said. Mr. Flores, how are you doing? You doing good? I'm doing fine too. Thanks for asking. Mr. Flores, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes.
Or are these your initials on the line stating that
Yes.
you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney? And Mr. Flores, do you recognize this document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, Mr. Flores, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Flores, before you signed and initialed these documents that I've just mentioned, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Flores. I read the affidavit of indigence based on the information that you provided. You meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in your case is Attorney Todd LeBlanc. Mr. Flores, our court coordinator is going to give you information on how to contact Mr. LeBlanc. You're going to have a seat in the chair with the black and yellow tape by the wall. And when she's ready for you, you go to the window and she'll give you the information that I've just spoke of. And once you get that information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Antonacia Rito?
She's in the back, Your Honor.
Okay. Tiana Lee? Is your full name Tiana Nicole Lee?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lee, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing fine, Ms. Lee. Would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Lee, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Lee, I have before me 2 documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line that's titled,
Yes, sir.
that states you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
And I have another document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that's titled defendant signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Lee, Prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Lee, based on your responses in the affidavit of indigence, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that's going to be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Ryan Matuska. Ms. Lee, you're going to have a seat in the chair with the black and yellow tape by the wall. And once the court coordinator is ready for you, you go to the window. She's going to give you information that you need in order for you to contact your attorney. Once you get that information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day and stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we need to